Pluck.
She sought out every little hair and plucked it out.
Scent.
The rich scent of the flowers was all around them.
Screw.
Should you be using screws instead of nails?
Pester.
The larger chick pesters its mother for a drink.
Wise.
You know what? I'm older, I'm wiser.
Refrigerate.
Soft fruits like peaches and nectarines can become mealy if you refrigerate them too soon.
Suggestibility.
This kind of suggestibility is just one influence on our memories.
Almanac.
Hum, hum, replied the king, and before saying anything else, he consulted a bulky almanac.
Propaganda.
For the Soviet Union, it was a massive propaganda victory.
Notwithstanding.
Legality notwithstanding, why would someone willingly keep these animals as pets?
Bequeath.
Now, one will bequeaths the $24 million in personal property to Mrs. Ashbow.
Penchant.
My mother's always had a penchant for drama.
Conduction.
Conduction, however, is most similar to the transmission of sound.
Granite.
At one end of the valley stood El Capitan, over 3,000 feet of sheer granite.
Fop.
His severe black suit, with fine ruffled shirt and trousers smartly strapped beneath high insteps, was oddly at variance with his physique and face, for he was foppishly groomed, the clothes of a dandy on a body that was powerful and latently dangerous in its lazy grace.
Venture.
Both GE and Siemens have joint ventures in China.
Tamper.
I caught you tampering with evidence.
Crate.
A young man's outside with crates of books.
Unhinge.
Otter's death left Heckle unhinged.
Choleric.
Beneath his choleric exterior, Gerald O'Hara had the tenderest of hearts.
Glacier.
And when temperatures rise, glaciers melt.
Negate.
I think I can negate that energy.
Vicariously.
I also know that a lot of parents try to live vicariously through their children.
Migrate.
Animals were forced to adapt, migrate, or die.
Innumerable.
She had about 3,000 magnificent dresses and innumerable splendid jewels.
Fleck.
Their eyes aren't the same color, but that fleck in the eyes.
Semantic.
So your mirth is merely a discharge of nervous energy with no semantic content at all?
Fraternal.
With the neighboring nations upon our continent, we should cultivate kindly and fraternal relations.
Imperceptive.
Selective.
Or maybe they have selective memories.
Nascent.
Yet the soles of his feet and the nascent varicose veins in his legs show otherwise.
Cede.
Spain finally ceded Florida to the U.S. in 1819.
Trunk.
Ooh. Daddy Pig paints the tree trunk and the branches.
Appreciative.
John, I am appreciative of your talents.
Ignominious.
It is a gruesome and ignominious end
for this once great ruler.
Fortunately.
You have a problem, and fortunately, I can help you.
Rind.
Don't touch the lemon rind with your fingers.
Ardor.
It is simply my ardor, dear Eustacia. Everything is smooth now.
Degrade.
You degrade yourself when you tell a lie.
Secrecy.
A good relationship should not be lived in secrecy.
Savor.
A true warrior savors every bite of food, for it may be their last.
Innermost.
Revealing your innermost feelings is the best kind of writing.
Liar.
Juliet's a liar. She's been lying to me this whole time.
Aggressor.
You can have no conflict without being yourselves the aggressors.
Collision.
This car went through a major collision.
Amidst.
Operators need to feel comfortable amidst violent confrontation.
Viewer.
A warm welcome to our viewers worldwide.
Exegesis.
The modern clergyman has acquired in his study of the science which I believe is called exegesis an astonishing facility for explaining things away. But the subtlety with which the Reverend Robert Strickland has interpreted all the facts in his father's life, which a dutiful son might find it inconvenient to remember, must surely lead him in the fullness of time to the highest dignities of the Church.
Erection.
I'm going to begin the erection of my settlement.
Avoidable.
It's because they make simple, avoidable mistakes.
Persevere.
If he's to climb to the top of his class, he'll need to persevere.
Malefactor.
Here are the good boys at their lessons, but here is the unfortunate malefactor.
Scavenge.
I get that we're all rat men here, Arvid, scavenging the bin.
Analytical.
Well, you clearly have an analytical mind.
Effrontery.
And yet, when I had the effrontery to make you this same proposition, you turned me out of the house.
Disorientate.
We're trying to disorientate her as much as hurt her.
Clause.
This is a noun clause.
Trout.
She never told me she went there to fish for trout with her father.
Nihilist.
But we were reformers, nihilists, and soon there came a time of great trouble.
Semester.
Stephanie is not going back to school next semester.
Neurosurgeon.
It is a surgical process that is performed by a neurosurgeon with specialized training.
Ally.
They don't know who was an ally of America in World War II.
Straddle.
He could straddle a goat and ride off into the sunset.
Deformity.
Lily is in love with Paul in spite of his deformity.
Vector.
One thing I think you guys will really like is their collection of vectors.
Dampen.
I didn't want to dampen the enthusiasm, but the approved budget is $15,000.
Overtime.
It was a nightmare. Dad was working overtime for weeks.
Right.
Sort of a religious rite.
Afflict.
I'm afflicted with low EQ.
Oh.
Abound.
Running, crawling, or flying, life abounds everywhere.
Captive.
A few captive animals were released into the forest.
Reportedly.
India reportedly has 106 million adult smokers.
Pit.
How long do you think it would take to dig a pit?
Doctrine.
We reject the ideology of globalism, and we embrace the doctrine of patriotism.
Elegy.
The place of fame and elegy supply.
Prey.
In the wild, tigers must be able to hunt and kill live prey.
Depot.
Each depot had a lot of food.
While there was an officer in Meryton, they would flirt with him.
Improvisation.
Jazz is improvisation. Anyone with a drum pad and a rhyming dictionary can rap.
Knot.
I'm sure you can both tie a strong knot.
Conjunction.
The conjunctions are for, and, nor, but, or, yet, so.
Revolt.
During the 1850s, there were wars and revolts in Europe and Asia.
Coil.
Danny heard the snap of Jogo's whip, saw the leather lick out and coil around the wine cellar's leg.
Supplement.
I can give her a calcium supplement.
Veterinarian.
I like animals and I want to be a veterinarian when I get older.
Fade.
I saw the light fade from the sky.
Brilliance.
It would be an incredible honor to work for a man of your brilliance.
Coalesce.
During the Revolutionary War, the 13 colonies coalesced into one nation.
Recuperation.
The recuperation is taking longer than the doctors anticipated.
Slicker.
And probably raining, but I see you're not wearing a slicker.
Billow.
He turned to leave, his black travelling cloak billowing behind him.
Philanderer.
Yes, page 1 of the Philanderer's Handbook.
Imaginable.
There's every kind of sandwich imaginable, and a cake.
Irrevocably.
Irrevocably committed.
Competent.
Tony is a competent, capable investigator and a good leader.
Crush.
T-Rex can crush a car in its jaws.
Crustacean.
This spider crab is a crustacean.
Rejuvenate.
Never underestimate the rejuvenating powers of a hot shower.
Bronze.
And look, the statue is made of bronze.
Reprieve.
And grant a kind reprieve